Ernest Hemingway wrote about the pathway to bankruptcy in The Sun Also Rises as gradually, then suddenly. The pathway starts with the depletion of stored resources and borrowing against the future. It ends when no more can be borrowed. Sustainability can be viewed through this same lens. Depletion of resources or borrowing against the future is unsustainable no matter the resource: food, water, nutrients, energy, or money. It's not fatal to be in the gradually state temporarily, but there should be a plan of action to exit that state and recoup before you reach the suddenly phase. When we look at agriculture today, it's clear that we're borrowing resources against the future to feed the now, and still more than 10% of the global population does not have access to sufficient food. Irrigation accounts for more than 85% of global water consumption, 30% of which is unsustainable. We're set to deplete our phosphorus stores in about 2100. Nitrogen fertilizer is made in an unsustainable process that consumes fossil fuel. A recent IPCC report attributed up to 37% of greenhouse gas production to agricultural practices. Food production has a cost, and we are paying it. We will need to double production by 2050 to meet the demands from rising population and affluence, so what are some solutions to those problems we face? Well, there are three general approaches. First, we can reduce conventional agricultural productivity and supplement production with another process. For example, in the US, 4% of food sold by weight is beef, which accounts for 36% of food-related emissions. Products like the Impossible Burger and bacon-flavored seaweed could offset these statistics considerably. Second, we can use new technologies and practices to spend our resources more efficiently. These are things like precision agriculture, AI, and automated control systems. Third, we can diversify and improve the ways in which our needed resources are regenerated. So, are there any agricultural resources in excess that could regenerate those that are unsustainable? Yes. Sunlight. Plants need sunlight to grow, but if they get too much, they reach their light saturation point and sweat out the excess energy. If we harvest that excess sunlight with solar panels, we can generate energy for on-site use and provide needed shade for plants, which in turn means less watering. So how can we repurpose that energy to help agriculture become more sustainable? To mitigate greenhouse gas emissions, we can use electric tractors. Electric motors have the highest torque at the lowest RPM and batteries are heavy, exactly the requirements of a tractor. Unsustainable nitrogen fertilizer can be replaced by electric-generated fertilizer. You can combine water, air, and electricity to make ammonia, the starting point of chemical fertilizer. The IT and physical infrastructure of the agrivoltaic system can be repurposed to support precision agriculture. Panels become racks for sensors, waypoints for self-driving tractors, rainwater harvesting devices, irrigation infrastructure support, and more. Excess electricity beyond this can be sold and help other farms become sustainable or support other sustainable energy initiatives. OSU scientists showed that less than 1% of the global farmland can provide enough electricity to offset global electricity demand. There are technical limitations here, mostly that the sun doesn't shine at night, and we would need extensive upgrades to the energy grid to handle it, but the possibility is tantalizing. Taking this from a global to national perspective, it would take roughly 1% of the federal budget to reach America's sustainable energy targets. This is the highest end estimate using the most expensive panels and racking and paying for the operation and maintenance of the system over a 25-year span. This is a lot of money, but we have spent similar amounts in the past. This is not about making a societal value judgment. It's up to our duly elected officials to craft and enact laws. But we are saying there is a pathway that has the potential to increase our food, energy, and water security and sustainability. This is all accomplished through investment in rural America and American family farms.